First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibler. As always, we appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom every weekday, starting around 1 p.m., going throughout the afternoon and covering a wide range of topics. So thanks for being here for this, whether you're watching live or afterward, we do appreciate it. And, while I am here in the newsroom, sometimes we do leave the newsroom and get to go out and check out some things around the city, around the region, and this is one of those segments. So there's a local company here called Solarcore, and we wanted to take a look at some of the innovative things that they are doing, which includes developing a type of insulation that can be used not only in buildings and industrial purposes, even military purposes, but also even in clothing. So it's taking something called aerogel, and the way that they've done it, they're the geniuses over there. I don't know exactly how but they've turned that into a material that can be used. And we do go into it a bit here in this interview, so you'll get a little bit better explanation from Michael, one of the co-founders. And on top of that, we do test out the product, and yes, there will be liquid nitrogen sprayed on a lot of things during this segment. It's going to be towards the end of it, but you will want to see that, including maybe me getting sprayed down with some. So we're going to start off, though. It's two different parts here. We're going to actually talk to Michael at their location and just talk about business in Portland and being, a company working through that and their new location that they're at. So we'll get into the business side first, then we'll get into the materials, and then we'll get into playing with liquid nitrogen. So let's start off with Michael here talking about their business. Michael, it is really good to see you, to catch up with you here. And the last time we talked, I believe we were at a convention, where you were talking to prospective buyers of your products and all of that stuff and networking. But now we're here at your location in Portland. And from what I understand, this is a new location you've just moved to.
That's absolutely correct. We're super excited. This is our new office here in Portland. And one of the reasons we moved here is because it had an incredible wet lab facility that allowed us to do a lot of the hardcore chemistry here in office in Portland.
I was going to say, just for everybody out there, can you explain what a wet lab is?
So a wet lab is things like fume hoods and whatnot, basically holds a bunch of different chemicals and allows us to do pure chemical synthesis of our material, which is aerogel, here in office.
Wow, so you can actually create versions of it here.
That's correct.
Talking about just business in Portland and being here and moving from the office and staying here, what is it that made you, choose to keep the company here, based here?
Absolutely. So we originally were based in the Midwest, and we moved the company out to Oregon, Portland specifically, for two main reasons. One was talent. So we need a bunch of engineers, specifically textile and fiber engineers, which there's not a whole lot of in the world. And one of the capitals for textile engineers is here in Portland, because you have a lot of textile and apparel brands that hire those textile engineers. So it was a really great place for us from a talent perspective, and then also access to the outdoors, which is a really crucial part of our culture here at Solarcore.
Part of the culture and part of the products too, I would imagine, to be able to get out there and test some of that. So you've taken these products, this aerogel, you figured out how to put it into apparel, into shoes. I know we're going to be taking a look at all of the stuff that you're doing, but since you were able to do that, what's the growth been like? Like, how have you seen it grow and change over the time that you started doing that?
Absolutely. So we've been really fortunate, both from a team perspective and revenue for the company have been growing at a pretty incredible pace. Triple-digit growth year over year, so we're super excited to be here in Portland and to have the incredible team that we have.
That's really interesting. For other people out there who may be looking to do business here in Portland or entrepreneurs that are starting, what would your recommendation be to them? What would your recommendation be to a startup in Portland?
Don't hesitate to reach out to your community, because there's an incredible amount of support that you'll be able to garner when you reach out to them. It's been one of the major benefits of us being here in Portland, and couldn't recommend that facet enough.
All right, so again, taking a look there with Michael talking about some of the business side, we're just going to freeze frame there on him as we are live here from the newsroom. So again, learning some more things just about that and about how how their business works here within the city. And then let's go to this next part. So we do take a look at some of their materials and just walk through some of the lineup and understand a little bit more about how it works, and then we test some of it out. So I think maybe if you could, we talked about aerogel, but could you show us once again, what this is so people can really get an understanding of it?
Absolutely. So aerogel is a really incredible material. This is the best insulation on Earth. NASA calls it the lowest thermal conductive solid in existence. And it is the same stuff NASA uses to insulate spacecraft like the Mars rovers.
I mean, you can't even feel that it's there. It's so incredibly light, I will say that.
So that's the other pretty incredible property is
this is like nothing.
Exactly. It's 99% air, so it's also the lightest solid in existence as well. Once we learned about aerogel, we became passionate about figuring out how do you take this amazing insulation and just make it not brittle. We ended up creating the world's first flexible and durable aerogel composite. That, the brittle stuff, made it not brittle while retaining all the insulation properties. So we sell into 3 different industries today: consumer, commercial, and government. So batteries in cold weather environments lose a lot of their battery life, which is a really big problem. One of our customers in the battery side found by insulating their batteries with Solarcore, they could extend the battery life in that cold weather environment by over 30%. Consumer is a lot of what we'll look at here. That's when we take the Solarcore material and put it into consumer products for brands like Merrell and LL Bean and Cabela's, generally footwear and apparel and accessories. So in the consumer space today, we insulate footwear and apparel for some of the leading brands in the world. This boot here is one of my favorites. This is the Merrell Thermo Rogue 4. It has Solarcore throughout the footbed and the toe guard.
It's extremely light.
This boot has Solarcore again throughout the boot and is rated down to -40 Fahrenheit.
You can step out in -40 Fahrenheit.
That's correct. It has Solarcore as well. These are various brands, LL Bean, Cabela's.
And these are all out that people could pick up and purchase.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I got to ask about this though. What am I looking at right here?
So this is a boot that has Solarcore specifically through the footbed and then part of the upper as well, and then some additional insulation as well. So this is an incredibly warm boot made by Cabela's today. What we did is we took the technology that NASA used to insulate spacecraft and figured out how to make it usable. Exactly.
Yeah.
So our goal is to completely transform thermal insulation cross-functionally across every different industry that's using insulation today.
Apparently reached the chemistry experiment phase of this interview.
So this is liquid nitrogen. This is -321 degrees Fahrenheit. And to demonstrate how cold it is, we're going to put it on a flower and see how the flower handles the liquid nitrogen.
All right. Let's see it. Let's see it in action here. All right. So you have given me gloves that I am wearing now. I'm assuming these are lined with Solarcore, as it says right there. So you've got a whole jar basically here of liquid nitrogen, which it's crazy actually seeing that there at the top of it, just like the fumes coming off of there. I guess we're gonna douse this flower here. Whoa. That is crazy. Wow. So it's pretty cold. Okay, so we're gonna continue on here showing this liquid nitrogen. I've got a banana set in there, showing how quickly, how cold this is going to get. And then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna see, oh man, just even from the top to the bottom, you can completely tell the difference. Sorry, I got banana all over your office there. But no, that is completely frozen solid there at the end of that. I know you mentioned it. I feel like we've put it off long enough. You want to douse me with some liquid nitrogen? Right, let's do it. I'm standing here, I'm outfitted in the Solarcore gear. This is a big test of trust for me. So you're going to take everything that we just saw, that we just dunked a flower into and a banana into and everything else, and now you're going to essentially dunk me in that.
That's exactly right.
Okay, I'm ready. That sound is the worst part. Oh. All right, I'm telling you, I really can't even. It's like a mild breeze on my back. It's honestly, it's almost refreshing. There's hardly anything coming through. Okay, maybe it's starting to get a little bit colder now. But it's nothing like I thought it would be. Okay, that was actually really amazing. So hardly anything came through. It seriously just, yeah, feels like a little bit of a breeze, like if you bumped up against a cooler or something. Yeah, the inside is just perfectly fine, and this is that thin, and this is something that's out there that people can pick up. That's correct. People can try. I wouldn't recommend doing that at home. It's not what I'm saying, but incredible stuff. That was really cool. I felt like a superhero there for a second. Well, awesome. Well, Michael, thank you so much for having us out here to do this, and really appreciate it. Congratulations on everything. Yeah, absolutely. All right, yep, there's that sound right there from the Solarcore. So again, really interested going out there to take a look at that, and a local company who's working on something innovative. So huge thank you to Michael and everybody there at Solarcore who had us out to try that out and test it. I will say one other thing for behind the scenes. So I really couldn't feel much at all coming through through the jacket, but my pants, that's a different story because they were not Solarcore, and that got really cold. So I know it was working when I had that on. But thank you for joining us again. This is Fox 12 Now. We're live streaming here every weekday, and we have a wide range of topics and segments that we do here for this show. If you ever have an idea for one, feel free to send us an email, fox12now@kptv.com. That's fox12now@kptv.com. I cannot guarantee we can do every segment that's suggested, but feel free to send in your suggestion nonetheless, and we'll see what we can do. So we do appreciate that. We've got more coming up here for the show, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll regroup coming up at 1:30 p.m. if you're watching live here on this day, September 10th, 2024. We will be talking about a new game that's come to the Northwest. This is now something that you can do here where you use your phone to go hunt real treasure. And we'll explain how that works, and we'll have the creator of that game joining us here at 1:30 p.m. So another segment coming up. And again, you can watch us at kptv.com under the Fox 12 Now tab. You can go to the Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel or download that Fox 12 Oregon app on whatever platform or device you happen to be on. All right, we'll take a break. Talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibler. This is Fox 12 Now.